And we are live and we are back.
Let's go.
I'm Corey,
I'm Jordan.
and this is Cordan FinallyFit podcast, and we are back.
Like we never left.
We are back like we never left. Episode
61.
61. Like, who we doing like this time? Like
Oh.
Josh Beckett. What were you doing? Throwing up gang signs?
No, I was pointing to the episode, but then you moved me, so now it's a
I'm
different spot.
Where you at?
So
Yeah, you gotta be
there we
pointing
go.
up now.
I gotta go like this. Look.
Episode 61. Do you know who Josh Beckett is?
Hell no.
Oh Lord, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I know who Josh Beckett is. I don't remember him wearing 61 though. Pitcher for the Red Sox, won World Series 2001. He was the Florida Marlins and World Series MVP in 2003. Right, traded the Red Sox 2006. All right, okay, yeah, 2007. And voted on All-Star team 3 times. As we get into the 60s, I'm just going to assume there's not going to be two. I don't even know who Bill George is. Right now, I think we're going to start getting even out of my depth when it comes to knowing who these people are.
If we out of your depth, I don't even think I was in the pool. I think we talked about my sports knowledge. I'm like tiptoeing in basketball and football, right? So when you start talking about
You're
baseball, tiptoeing, yes, in basketball and football, I only really pay attention historically to sports that I like, right? And then it's like baseball, it's like, I don't really watch that. I've been to one game in my life, and it was too long.
Yeah, but they definitely improved that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. This is the next person, Bill George. He's a Hall of Famer. He played for the Bears. What position is it saying he played? First team All Pro. He played defensive back or linebacker or defensive back. Where's the position at? It says middle guard.
First true middle linebacker in football.
Oh, okay. There, I see it right.
Nice.
All right, so he played first room. He should be first then. No disrespect to Josh Beckett, but if you're gonna tell me that I'm
the original middle linebacker, hey yo, that's kind of a big deal. We still got
give him my credit. But we live and we back y'all again. Episode 61. Again, Jordan and I just getting the swing of things. So who knows how these intros are supposed to be? Maybe I need to go back and watch episode 59 to see how we actually start these intros, to see what we're supposed to do. I just know we're supposed to do the number.
Yeah, the number. Right. Now we go into legal. This is for entertainment purposes only. Oh, my fault. Do you think?
No, this is for entertainment purposes only. Myself, no Jordan, fitness find specials and the gears for entertainment purposes only. And you need to seek out professional and do your own research before taking any action. All right. We don't do air cleanup no more because we got too much content. So if y'all see that we messed up, then you need to let us know that we messed up.
I was going to say, comment, put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll get back.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Thank you, Jordan. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you leave those rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. My information as well as Jordan information can be found in the description on YouTube. All right. You got anything else?
Nope. Let's get into it.
This is also the time.
Y'all said that y'all wanted. Okay, go ahead. Do you think?
No, you go ahead.
I'm just jumping into it. Look,
he was talking about you. He wasn't talking to me. He's talking.
Look, y'all said y'all wanted just fitness content back. So here we are. We got it for you today. Okay, that means I need all the comments, all the likes, the shares, the subscribe. I need all y'all to be in on the videos. I need the views to go up, okay? Because we're bringing the content back, okay? Per request. Y'all said y'all ain't like us talking about politics. I don't care. It's everything in between that falls in the umbrella. But today we're gonna get back to our original format. We're gonna do fitness and then we are going to do finances. Is that right, Corey?
If there's enough time. Jordan has a very long. Y'all, when we do these episodes now, we're definitely more on the time crunch. So we one of us, either one of us or both of us might not even be on here at times, right?
I'm gonna try to squeeze it out. It's not terrible today. We're gonna get into it though.
But take your time. So the beauty of this is I'll just do it next time. That's
He said there will be more episodes.
Yeah, there'll be more episodes. All right, we're probably close to 200 in total by now. We're definitely getting close to 200. Probably close to 150, not 200. Probably closer to 150.
So all I'm saying is when this goes up, I need 100,000 views on YouTube. All right, don't be in the comments.
Did you say 100,000?
Okay, don't be being weird to me. All right, I need you to get in there. 100,000. Yeah, I said 100,000. I know that's probably a crazy number, but it's okay. I can shoot for the stars. We're falling the clouds. It's cool. If you ask for 100, we get 50. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
So I would say the last couple of months or so, we finally been working on the consistency. So trying to narrow that down. We get these up. We get Wednesdays. We about to have a nice little catalog of stuff. Yeah, you get them fit. Look, man, we better have some stuff in here. Look, we hiring people. When we say hiring, my wife's gonna be editing stuff for us now, so she can post her stuff. Then she can hop on her back that costs all that damn money. She got not a MacBook Pro, she got an iMac. She got the desktop. Okay, so she can sit down on that.
Quality right there.
She can edit some videos. But all right, y'all, let's get into it. Jordan, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about drugs. So I know we talking
We
we're
are.
talking about specific. We are talking about drugs, y'all. We were talking about specifically Ozempic, and we were talking about, are drugs safe for long-term use for weight loss? All right, that's the overarching question. So we're running back. Are drugs safe for long-term use for weight loss?
I was gonna
Do me
say
a
real
favor.
quick, bro. You gotta
Yes.
you gotta zoom in.
Zoom
Some.
in. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My bad. Hold
yeah. Jordan's running. Should Jordan run the show? The first.
on. We about to find out.
Hey, you build it as you fly. To do it. Yeah, that's good right there.
That's good. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Um. So starting off, you guys, question, Corey, officially.
Oh yeah. The first question: is it okay to take a drug or drugs at all? Can you take drugs at all? Let's say, should you be taking drugs at all, Jordan?
That's, see, when you say it like that, it's kind of convoluted. Like, should you be taking drugs? Okay, so drugs, specifically the ones that, let's be very clear, the ones that we're talking about are the ones that are for your general health, right? So sometimes referred to as supplements. Now, let me get into it. Ozempic is not a supplement. I got to throw that disclaimer out there because y'all be like, bro, what you talking about? No, Ozempic is not a supplement for y'all. Jump down my throat. It is a drug, but we are referring to a drug that is taken to fix something or for general health. Okay, so in this case, it is the first, not the latter. All right. Now, what is Ozempic? We're gonna get into this article. Let me scroll up. Can you see? We good?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ozempic helps people with type 2 diabetes lower their blood sugar if diet, exercise, and other diabetes medications haven't worked. Okay, so let's start right there. Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes. Y'all can be like, what? That's not what I know it for. Exactly. That's the problem. All right. So Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes. For those who don't know, type 2 diabetes is when your body, make sure I get this right, your body produces too much sugar. All right. It's the most common form is usually people who are obese or overweight. You have too much sugar stored in your fat cells, so your body's like constantly releasing. It's almost like it's like an overdose of sugar, right? So that's what type 2 diabetes is. Ozempic basically helps you regulate that. Okay, that is what the medicine is designed for. That is not what you see on social medias and outside and when you're talking to people. Do you know, Corey, what people take Ozempic for? What is the most common use of Ozempic?
Weight loss.
Yes.
Isn't not weight loss? That's what I know. That's what. Well, didn't Drake take it to get his BBL? I
Man,
can't remember what they said he did that for. I
that
just remember they said it.
Drake, Ross,
Rick
Busta.
Ross.
You try
Why was Drake on those? Drake had a weight issue.
bruh. I don't. So
That's why
I
I thought
think
he had
it's just,
diabetes. This is for diabetes. I'm like, when was Drake fat?
so the
Like, I
thing
mean, like,
is,
when Rick Ross. Yeah, like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. I get what you're saying. I
I mean,
think it just has overwhelming, I guess, results to the point where people who aren't even fat are taking it to get skinnier. Does that make sense? So it's like, like I said, Drake, I mean, we both know Drake ain't overweight. You know what I mean? At least not from looking from
I've
the
never.
outside looking in. You
Yeah,
know what I
I've
mean?
never seen him in person, but every time I've seen a visual of Drake, he has been relatively like I would say like an in shape, out of shape person. You know what I mean? Like he's not in shape, but I mean, I've never seen him to look like, oh, Drake is having a weight issue. But then he also said he was on Ozempic. He got a BBL. BBL, like, did he
I
get the BBL too?
I can
Why did he get?
actually I can actually speak on this. I have seen him in person recently. Shout out to
Okay.
the It's All a Blur tour. We went to check him out in not Philly, in PA, wherever Penn State is. So
Okay.
yeah, we went to check him out at Penn State. Unfortunately, Cole wasn't at the show, but he had Wayne. So for us old heads, I ain't gonna hold you. I rock with J. Cole, but you replacing Cole with Wayne is an upgrade to me. I ain't about to hold you. If y'all don't know, the lighter flick between let me make sure I get these dates right. Between like '08 to
Oh,
about probably
it's
'07. Was it
'07 to
'07?
2011. I
Okay.
don't be see. This is why the episodes take so long and we never get through it. I want to be clear. I'm
Whew.
I'm not having debates about Lil Wayne. All right. I just want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. Wayne is unanimously considered the greatest of his era. Now, let's not talk about all time, just his era. He is
Gotcha.
unanimously that. When you look at the albums that dropped during his era, you have to make the case he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Most of Kanye West's first 5 albums, which is College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreaks, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Those are his first 5 albums, which is arguably the greatest first 5 albums ever.
Yeah,
That's
bro was on
during
a
Wayne.
run.
That's during the Wayne era. So even Kanye West couldn't just like. I mean, you got Prime 50 Cent, you got Prime T. Don't get me started here.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm talking about like
Massacre.
people.
Yeah, like
Come on now,
it was some runs going on at the same
yeah,
time.
you talking
People
about
was out here
Wayne?
sprinting.
Yeah, you know, Jay-Z and Eminem had fell off, but Jay for that little bit before he dropped recovery. But Jay-Z had quote unquote retired, right? Then he came back with Mr. Carter. But like peak Wayne, this is when the internet was really popping. So you got mixtape. I'm not having.
Listen, it was
I'm
some
not
songs. It was some songs that I didn't find out belonged to other people because I heard the Wayne
the
version
Wayne.
first, and then I heard the actual version. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
to just let him have this, like let him
yeah,
have that beat. Like
yeah.
he
Well,
was, yeah.
upgrade you and show me what you got, which is Beyonce
Whew.
and Jay-Z song respectively. Those, I mean, those are both on the Drought 3. Those are both,
Yeah,
those are both on
yeah.
the same mixtape. But I mean, you put on when show me what you got. Come on, and it's not Wayne rapping. It's like, all right, ho. I mean,
Shout out to the Dat Piff days when you had to wait up, for the mixtapes to release. Them joints used
yeah,
to drop at like midnight, and you had to be online to get your download in, to get your stuff
man,
on your MP3 player before the streaming era, right?
yeah.
You get that joint on your MP3 player, which had limited memory, limited space. So you had to decide what was going on there. It was a
My
time.
my Zoom's over here. I still got my Zoom, 120 gigabytes, by the way. Still ain't never filled it up.
I
But
got my
I
I got an iPod Touch around here somewhere, one of these shelves. But
yeah,
yeah,
I still got all the music. But I remember when Best Day Ever dropped. Me and my friends, was playing high school, playing Call of Duty, and it was like the first time we're like, it's like, why isn't the internet working? You know what I mean? Like they're like, website crashed.
literally.
Recipes back Miller, but that's like the very first time where it was like, oh, this is what happens when everyone uses a website at the exact same time, does the exact same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it just does it like nothing works.
I know people don't talk about throughput often, but yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the few times where it matters, right? Your connection speed and how much throughput that website has from the server's perspective. Yeah, all that matters. All right.
Oh
But
my goodness! But all that to say, so
bringing it back, full circle.
Drake is taking Ozempic, which is why we're talking about Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne was a Drake concert that Jordan went to. So was Drake taking Ozempic, or does he look like he needed to take Ozempic?
No, he doesn't. He does not look like he needed. He looked in pretty decent shape. Let me put it this way: he hopped around on stage for about 2 hours. For those who don't know, if if your cardio ain't right, you jump around in place for, I give you 10 minutes and see if you ain't out of breath. Okay, so this is while simultaneously performing, hitting. Very limited choreography. We're talking about rappers here. Very limited choreography, but people dancing around him, jumping around on stage, and saying all his, singing all his, rapping all his songs, singing and rapping. Drake got the mix going on. He got the hits, he got the rapping hits, and he got the melodies, right? So. But saying all to say, no, I don't believe he was using Ozempic at the time, but even if he was, he doesn't need it. So saying all to say, people are mostly using Ozempic for weight loss, but it is a type 2 diabetes medicine. So keep that in mind. Moving on. Let me scroll down here. Oh,
I was going to say real quick, does type 2 diabetes make you gain weight? Yes.
Yes.
That's the same thing as gestational diabetes, what my wife had. Yeah.
Yes.
Type 1 diabetes is the lifetime one, like the one that's way worse, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it's type 2. Yeah. So type 2 gestational diabetes and type 2 diabetes is the same thing. That's what my wife had when she was pregnant. So yeah, it makes you gain weight. Because women who have that usually gain more weight than on average. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so what Ozempic does, Ozempic bumps up the release of insulin from the pancreas whenever blood sugar levels rise. Insulin helps the body use sugar for energy. All right, without enough insulin coming from the pancreas, which is the problem for many people, diabetes, sugar builds up in the bloodstream. All right, so sugar building up in the bloodstream is bad. Ozempic limits that, all right, or increases the production of insulin, which limits that, which is good. Okay. Again, that is the intended use for Ozempic. That is not the popular use for Ozempic. So what does that do? Let's be going sidetrack for a second, go into the economic impact of that, right? So what does that do when people are out here buying Ozempic for weight loss and not for its intended use? It causes supply and demand, right? For those who don't know basic laws of economics, when supply is limited, when demand goes up, the price for said supply goes higher. Keep me straight, Corey. Make sure I say this right, because I know we teetering in the finances, right? When demand is low and again supply is limited, price will either stay where it is or it'll go down, right? So for this specific medicine, because the demand for it is on the rise, for the unintentional side effect, right, which is weight loss, the price for it is skyrocketing. What does that mean? People who only have the bread, who have the bread to buy it outright, are the only ones who benefit from that, right? They can go in, they can straight up buy Ozempic because your insurance only covers. Let's go back to how insurance works. Insurance only covers the medicine for its intended use. So saying all to say, if you don't have type 2 diabetes, you can't go to the doctor and get a prescription to get Ozempic. That doesn't mean you can't get the medicine. That just means you have to pay full price for it, right? They don't pay their share. Insurance doesn't, so it doesn't knock it down to an affordable price for people like you and me, But if I'm Drake and I need Ozempic, I just go to the warehouse and pick me up some Ozempic. You feel me?
We don't know if Drake's going to the warehouse.
We don't. Disclaimer. Sorry about that. But no, I'm just saying. I'm sure they have their ways of getting it, wholesale, right? But
the person I know, they had diabetes, type 2 diabetes.
Gotcha.
Who was using Ozempic. So okay, got it.
Yeah. So, saying all that, this is a problem, y'all, because there are, for people who don't know, I think diabetes is a very common disease, specifically for people of color. I'm always gonna bring it back full circle. It's of the people who have diabetes type 2, I think it's 70-30 split. So other people who have diabetes, 70% of those people are type 2, right? So this is a medicine that's in high demand. So people using it for the reason other than its intended purpose is very bad, because that means the people who actually need it can't get what they need. Okay. Next portion is it okay to take a drug for weight loss long term? For this specific use case, right? Remember, we just talked about the purpose of Ozempic, which is to mitigate type 2 diabetes. No. Okay. People are taking Ozempic. If you're taking it for weight loss, you're out of pocket. Let's just put it that way. All right. You're using a drug outside of its intended scope. I'm bringing it back, switching to my full-on trainer hat. I'm always going to encourage you to do stuff the hard way, right? The natural way. I'm not going to say the hard way. It usually tends to be more difficult, but the natural way, right? Get out there, create your caloric deficit, lose weight how you're supposed to lose weight. Okay. For those who don't know caloric deficit, you can either eat less or burn more, or a combination of both. Ultimately, all Ozempic does when it assists with weight loss is it kind of curbs your appetite, right? So it's not like it's a miracle drug. It's not like you're going to lose 100 pounds overnight. What it does is it kind of slows your digestion process, right? So the food kind of stays in your stomach or intestinal tract a little longer, causing it to break down slower, right? Which causes to curb your appetite. And then in addition to that, you eat less, right? So if I'm eating less calories per day, I'm automatically creating caloric deficit, because if I was eating 1,000 calories and I'm on Ozempic, I'm eating half of that. I'm creating a 500 calorie caloric deficit per day. Add that up times 7 a week. You're losing a pound a week just being on the medicine, with the side effects. Okay. So that's how Ozempic works. It's not like, you're going to, wake up one day after taking a week of Ozempic and you're going to be 50 pounds lighter. You're just going to naturally start eating less as a side effect of the medicine. That being said, you don't need the medicine to eat less. People just lack what? What do they lack, Corey?
They lack discipline. They lack good habits. You say you don't need the medicine to eat less.
You don't.
The way I be see some of y'all might. Because some of y'all
listen.
Y'all be doing gentle gentle parenting. I saw a video on gentle parenting before we got on here, and the girl, y'all look, I can't share it all. We having issues with sharing the audio and stuff. The girl, I'm not gonna say what race the people were, but wink wink. But the girl's probably like in the 3-year-old stage, could talk, standing, all that type of stuff. She want to go in the house, something like that. The mom's sitting on the porch, and the girl's crying, trying to get in the house. You can't see what happened before. Then she started hitting the mom. I'm like, okay, strike one. Then next thing you know, it's WWE. This girl gets her little chair and throws it at the mom's face. Man, look.
Absolutely not.
Look, have you ever seen a kid get punted? Probably on a TV show. But look, and I'm thinking my son doesn't even act like that. And he's not even one yet. I mean, no, he's still in the time frame where he can relatively do whatever he wants, because his brain is still significantly developing. I'm like at 3 years old. Nah, look, I'm not having that conversation. So all that to say, gentle parenting doesn't work, and y'all be out here doing gentle disciplining yourself, which does not work. Okay, you be out here, all right, you just be, oh man, I can't even get it out. So just how that mom was letting her daughter just get worse and worse and worse. So y'all doing the same thing with your life. Y'all just letting the weight just go and go and go.
Listen, they don't care. They don't care, Corey. Look, we already know everybody. 3 out of every 4 people are obese. Okay, that's 75%. 75%.
Heart disease is undefeated. Whenever I see some crazy good looking food, I'm like, hey, that food do look good. But heart disease is undefeated. Even COVID couldn't get it out to number 1 spot, y'all. Just if you didn't know. Okay, even a global pandemic could not knock heart disease off the top of the list. Heart disease, obesity, all they kind of lump them in general in the same category. But heart disease being the number 1 killer. Undefeated. It's undefeated in the United States of America, at least.
It just doesn't make sense, man. Discipline is doing what you need to do long after feeling of which you initially started to do it has departed, right? It's repetition. It's getting you. Y'all know y'all hear us talk about this all the time. Getting your reps in, right? You got to get your reps in. It's doing what you need to do to make sure that you stay healthy for the long time, right? And discipline isn't just fitness concept. I'm talking about fitness, so that's the context in which I use it in. But it's across the board, right? Doing what needs to be done so you can get the experience or get the results, the desired results, right? Long after the feeling in which you started that mission or that objective has left. All right. So that's the difference between discipline and motivation. Motivation, you start out, you're excited about the mission, you're excited about the goal, trying to get it done. You go out there, you might even do a little extra, you might double up and do 2 workouts a day, right? You might eat 1,000 calories less. I wouldn't encourage that, but you might eat 1,000 calories less in a day, right? But after that first week and that impact starts hitting, your body might be a little fatigued. Because remember, if you're changing the amount of calories that you're getting on a daily basis, that's the amount of fuel that you're giving your body, right? If you put less gas in your car, it ain't gonna be trying to go the same distance. You know what I mean? So same thing for your body. You put less fuel in your body, it takes a little while to adjust. And that's when discipline comes in. You got to continue to stay on that regimen to get the desired result, right? So saying all to say, leave the Ozempic alone, man. If you're using it for weight loss, you do not need it to get the results. All right. Fatigue is just, I'm sorry, not fatigue. The appetite curb that you desire and from the side effect of Ozempic is just lack of discipline. You can't put the fork down, so you're trying to take a medicine that's going to make you want less food. Lack of discipline. All right, lock in, make healthier selections on your diet. If even, and I hate to say it like this because you taking it back to, I don't remember which episode I first said this, but you can't outwork a bad diet. All right, for people who don't know how fitness works, it's usually like 70% diet, 20% fitness or like exercising, right? And 10% willpower. Don't underestimate that 10% willpower because that's huge, right? But 70% of it is controlling the amount of calories that go into your body on a daily basis, right? So even if you're out here killing it, you can run a marathon every day. Highly wouldn't recommend that, but you could run a marathon every day. And if you go out here and consume 3 pizzas afterwards, you've undone all the work that you've done, right? So it's much, I wouldn't say easier, but it's a much more effective method to control what goes into your body than to try to burn off what's already in, a egregious amount of calories that's already inside of your body. Tracking? Cool. All right. So bringing it back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so if you shouldn't take it for weight loss, right? And if you're taking it and it's not, what are the side effects then?
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you're doing that.
I appreciate you asking, sir.
Yeah.
So, side effects of Ozempic include. Hold on, maybe I should scroll down so you guys can, for those who are watching this. Side effects of Ozempic include. Most common side effects are moderate, and they claim that they'll eventually go away. However, they do include. I'm going to the notes for this one: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, as well as constipation. Right. So those are the ones that come in a quote unquote moderate form factor. But and they say that they'll go away. But those are again side effects that you could avoid by just not taking the medicine altogether if you're taking it for weight loss, right? Why make yourself nauseous, potentially vomit, diarrhea, or constipate? Both those are completely opposite ends of the spectrum. You can either be running too much or not running enough. But either way, you know what I mean? You'd rather be regular, right? Which is consuming the right amount of calories, the right amount of food, not even just calories, but the right foods, decent amount of fiber, right? To make sure that you go on when you need to go, right? So you're not on one end of the spectrum or the other, as well as abdominal pain. So speaking from personal experience, I think I shared this before, but gastro stuff ain't nothing to play with, man. And it sounds like a large of these are gastrointestinal for people who aren't tracking. It sounds like a lot of these side effects hit you in your gut, right? They hit you in your stomach. And from the long-term side effects, it can lead to additional gastrointestinal issues, such as your pancreas making more insulin than necessary, your liver releasing stored sugar, and then slowing down the movement of food through your body, right? And those are the long-term effects of Ozempic, right? So while that is what the medicine technically is supposed to do, it can continue to make your body do that even after you've taken the medicine. If you've taken it for an extended period of time, once you get off, people don't realize your body doesn't just go back to where it was before you started taking the medicine, right? Some of these effects, if taken for long periods of time, can become, I want to say permanent, but they don't go back to the original state, right? So let's say it reduced reduce the way that your body breaks down food by 50% while you're on the medicine. Even once you come off the medicine, your body might still reduce the way that it breaks down food by 30%, right? Even without the drug, if you've been taking it for, let's say, for 12 months or higher. Again, not a professional, not a doctor, right? So I don't know the exact time periods, but that's just my guess. If you're on a medicine usually for about a year, your body usually starts receiving the effects of the drug more on a permanent level, right? So there is some type of long-standing effects on the body, right? It might not be, again, as drastic as it is when you're consistently on the medicine, but I guarantee you your body will not return to its original state prior to taking the medicine. So just think about that when you think about trying to, trying something different, trying something specifically Ozempic in this case outside of its intended use case. It's like, yeah, you might get the desired results, but it's like, is it worth the potential pain and effects that it can cause in your body? All right. Any questions, Corey? Oh, did I lose you?
Can't find the mute button. Nah, I'm still here. Nah, no questions. It's just, wait, hold on. So you're saying they shouldn't use it for the long-term use? What would be considered long-term use in this case? Like, let's say you do have type 2 diabetes. Yeah,
long-term use for type 2 diabetes or long-term use
yeah,
for
and both.
So let's put it this way. If you are taking it for type 2 diabetes, you can actually take it for it's supposed to be, I want to say a lifetime adjustment drug, but it's supposed to be, because diabetes, let me make sure I say this correctly. Diabetes can reduce in flare-ups, but I'm pretty sure it's chronic. Like once you have it, it's there. You know what I mean? So it can reduce in terms of being its presence and effects on the body, but it's a chronic illness. You know what I mean? So once you got it, it's there. That being said, the drug will help you maintain that chronic those chronic flare-ups over time, right? So you can take Ozempic and make sure that you don't feel the pains or the effects of the type 2 diabetes long term. That being said, if you're taking it for weight loss, you're already outside of the scope for which it was originally intended to be used, right? So I wouldn't recommend you taking it at all, but if you are going to take it, I definitely wouldn't want you taking it. Anything, I feel like, moving it back to what I know about like supplements, to really determine whether a supplement is working, I usually evaluate things at a 30-day, a quarter, a 6-month, and a year, right? So I try to bring that across the board, right? I'm assuming they might have different measurements for the medical side, but what I know about supplements, if I'm taking, let's say I'm trying a new vitamin or protein, you need to take it a minimum of 14 days to see any type of impact on your body, right? If you haven't taken it for at least 2 weeks, you don't know if it's working or not, right? Is your body has to adjust to it. Remember, we were talking about, it's like fitness, right? Or it's like diet. Your body has to adjust to it. That's going to take a minimum of a week, right? Just for your body to just say, okay, it's something new in here that wasn't in here before. Whether it's protein, vitamin, minerals, electrolytes, a little bit of anything, right? Your body has to become used to the fact that it's there. I was like, then the second set, so the second week, next set of 7 days, your body might eventually start adjusting to it. Let's say you're taking a vitamin in which you're giving your body extra vitamin E, vitamin D, etc. Your body has to adjust to the fact that you are now giving it an excess of these vitamins that it wasn't getting before, right? Other things that people might not be tracking is your body actually makes less of things that you give it an additional dose of, right? So you have to keep that in mind. If you're not going to do something and continue to do it for the duration of life, right, or for a long term, you got to be careful what you put in your body. So me personally, I do a multivitamin. Once I got on this multivitamin, I had to continue to take that multivitamin every day, right? Every day, as long as they make it, and there's nothing crazy in it, I will be a subscriber, right? I will be taking those. I do the organic Garden of Life men's chewies, right? So you have to take 4 of them because they're chewies, right? To get the daily dose, the nutrition facts daily dose on the back. Shout out to that white square that everybody ignores. It's got all the caloric values and the actual content of what you're consuming on it. But I take 4 of those every day, and that gives me what my body is used to, right? So once I get used to that, the days I don't take my vitamin, I can feel it. When I get to work and I miss my vitamin that day, I'm like, dang, I'm dragging a little bit. Cognitive function might be a little slower. You know what I mean? Especially as we start to age.
He said he's slow. He said he's slow. I was going to use the R word, but he said is for those who's not picking up what George put down. He said your body's gonna go through withdrawal because he's doing drugs. You're depositing these drugs in, and I was going through withdrawal because you're no longer putting them in. That's how it always works. Yeah. Look, the FDA, they don't try to lie to us. The Food and Drug Administration. I mean, by definition, a drug is anything that alters you mentally or physically, which is everything. But they they intentionally exclude, like food and water. Outside the fact, the whole Food and Drug Administration is a thing. So they got the people, regulating our food, the same ones doing the drugs, because they both alter you mentally and
Alter your body.
physically.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And then so that's where people are just taking it for the prescribed reason. But if you're taking it for, so you don't have type 2 diabetes, right? But you're taking it for weight loss. If you stop taking it, will the weight just come back, or you're gonna have to do the traditional thing where you have to change your, people like get, liposuction, where they get fat again, essentially, because they live the same life.
This is how I see it, right? We always talk about adjusting your habits into a maintainable lifestyle, right? Even when we're talking about fitness, we're talking about finance. You adjust your habits to maintain a lifestyle. The problem with people taking the shortcut, aka taking a drug for the unintended use to get one of the side effects, is they don't change their habits to maintain the lifestyle. And it's like that for anything. When you go out and get liposuction, you don't change your habits to then maintain the lifestyle. You paid several thousands of dollars, gone through a major surgery where they've gone through, sucked out the fat. If you get your BBL, they took the fat and put it somewhere else. You know what I mean? But you have to go through the change, the alteration of habits to now maintain that lifestyle, right? So if I'm eating a pizza a day, you know what I mean? All the calories and fat and everything that comes with it, and I go out and get all that, sucked out with a thousand, again, very expensive surgery, and then go back to eating a pizza a day, the fat comes back, right? You're still implementing the habits that got you into the situation in the first place. Same thing with Ozempic, right? The only reason people lose weight is because the medicine has reduced whatever signal in their brain that says, hey, you need to eat right now, right? Most people don't realize that, and this is the problem with a lot of people, especially specifically Americans. We eat a lot of times outside for the physiological reasons that are necessary for food to be consumed. Does that make sense? Your body will give you the signals of when you're actually hungry, and it's most of the time is when you eat, Corey? Why do you eat? What tells you that you need to eat?
Usually my stomach. Usually my stomach is hurting.
Okay.
I say hurting, not like I'm dying, but
Yeah.
You all have been hungry before, I would think.
Right.
When people say they're starving, which you're not starving, because if you are
Gotcha.
starving, it's a completely different feeling. That's what I feel like.
Okay. So like hunger pains, like actual,
Mhm.
like okay. So like that, yes, that's a reasonable I guess, reason to eat, right? But the problem is a lot of people will eat at the forefront of those hunger pains, like anticipating the hunger pains versus when their body is actually hungry, right? You will be surprised how long the body can go without food if you really think about whether you're hungry or not, right? So me personally, I'm still doing my 16-hour fast a day. So I stop eating at 8 p.m. and I don't start eating again until lunchtime the next day. All right. Is if you I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think about it anymore because it's just a part of my daily functions now, right? I eat dinner, I cut it off. I can have water and fluids throughout that time, right? When I say fluids, most of the time is usually just water. If I do drink coffee, I try to limit my caffeine intake, but being a dad now, that's out the window, right? I need caffeine. So I try to drink it black, or if I do put maybe one cream and sugar on there, try to keep those calories as minimal as possible, right? Because you're still trying to keep that caloric value low, especially if you're on a fast. Also, what people don't realize is during that fast, your body does what I call it, how when you empty your recycle bin on your computer, shout out to IT, and your body's doing basically like trash cleanup in the background. That's what your body does when you're fasting, right? When you don't have any new things coming in, it has time to process and break down and clean up the unusable things, or things that that get passed out, or for whatever reason don't immediately come out your body as feces or urine. You know what I mean? Your body has the ability to then pick up that remainder of those things and then try to excrete it out your body, whether it's via sweat or whether, again, it tries to resend it back down the chute as, feces or urine, right? So it's like your body doing trash collection in the background. So fasting, I would even recommend people, if you don't do it every day, that's fine. But I would recommend a solid fast at least once a week to give your body time to catch up. If you don't know, your body is actually probably processing something that you ate anywhere from 6 to 9 hours ago, right? If you have a pretty standard metabolism, right? So when you eat breakfast, your body's probably still pushing out dinner from the night before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you got to think about what you pooped out. You're like, dang, why my stomach hurting like this? Like the last, I ain't ate nothing in a while.
Exactly.
That's how it be over here. I mean, like, dang, when the last time I ate this? Now, if you're again, what I was gonna say, so when you have these side effects, when we're talking about like nausea, diarrhea, things like that, that's your body like, oh, we just got something, we need to take this out immediately because your body, in short, is rejecting it. And so that's how you know, like when you're allergic to something, things like that, your body, in short, like if you get a cut, the reason you bleed is because your blood, the white T cells are going there to repair. I don't know. Let me not get too deep into it. But blood, your body, I'm on Jordan's side of the house. Your blood is going to fix you. That's actually why you can end up bleeding out, because there's blood that's supposed to help you repair itself, and that's where it's going to do that to that injury right away. Same thing when you got diarrhea or anything. You take something and you're allergic to, like for me, like I'm lactose intolerant. So if I do like too much, like dairy, like 2% milk, if I do 2% milk, I can't do anything like for the next day. And when I say anything, like I cannot leave the house. So if I have to go to like on Sunday night, because I go to work on Monday and Wednesday. So Sunday night and Tuesday night, if I were to drink dairy, I might as well just call off work, because I'm gonna be in the bathroom the whole day, because my body's just pushing it out, and it's coming out the way y'all think it's coming out, and it's all liquid. It's not even solid. Exactly. That just shows how much my body's like, look, it's got to go. Yeah. That's why like if you throw up, if you start throwing up, which is like nausea, usually get nausea. If you throwing up is like, your body's like, I don't even know what you thought. I don't know what you thought it was. Yeah. Outside of being pregnant, that's about the only time where your body's, throwing up to get whatever's in there out of there. You're pregnant ladies, you gotta wait 9 months, nigga. you gotta give birth, unfortunately, to solve that problem. The symptoms, by the way, for those who don't know, they pretty much go away instantaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, or do I know? Maybe I'll identify as someone who would know. Anyways, look, be careful. But no, all that to say.
Shout out to the soundboard.
Oh my goodness, the soundboard is back. But yeah, all that to say, your body starts rejecting these things like instantaneously, and that's your body processing that stuff. But when you're saying a solid fast at least once a week, what exactly does that mean? And like, how long do you have to not eat / like, how many hours quantifies a fast? Like, if I go to sleep for 8 hours, that mean I'm fasting for those 8 hours? Because you're asleep most of that time, you just said.
Yes and roughly. No, right? So this is where you get into kind of opinion versus what science is, right? I feel like fast definitely varies from person to person, and I can tell you this from personal experience because my wife and I both fast, but we fast at different intervals, right? Fast for me, for her, it's my 16-hour fast for Fia is for my wife. People who don't know Fia, shout out to her. Is undoable, right? She doesn't do 16-hour fast. She will end up with a headache. She'll be caught up in the fetal position. That's too long for her, right? That being said, she is also consuming a significantly less amount of calories on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I'm a male. She's a female. I'm a bigger person. We're both active. But I would like to think, because there's more of me moving throughout workouts, and I'm burning more calories, right? Throughout the day, she's burning as many as her body will allow her to do during, for her, based off her size and height and weight. You know what I mean? So she cannot wait. Saying all to say, she cannot make it through a 16-hour fast. She could if she put her mind to it, but that's not comfortable for her, right? That's not feasible for her lifestyle, maintainable. So she does anywhere from like a 12 to maybe 13, right? So she'll stop eating at 8 p.m. By breakfast time, 8 a.m., right? She's getting her coffee, a little bagel. She's good to go, right? For me, because I eat less often, but when I do eat, I probably eat more sustainable meals, right? So perfect example, my first time eating today was 3 p.m. So I was well past my 16 hours, right? But I had cooked spaghetti last night with turkey. So I had spaghetti and then a piece of garlic bread, right? And it was a pretty nice size bowl, you know what I mean? So probably, we talking about serving size, I would say probably a minimum of 2 serving sizes, because a cup, for people who don't know, a cup of pasta is a serving size. So probably a minimum of 2 cups, a nice scoop, or I would say at least another cup of turkey, which with the sauce on it, you know what I mean? So probably anywhere from 35 to 40 grams of protein, and then 2 pieces of garlic bread. So if you had the Pepperidge Farm garlic bread before that comes in where you can split it in half, at least probably a quarter of one of those pieces, right? So saying all to say, that probably was about 1,000 calories easily, you know what I mean? So less meals, bigger meals sustain me longer, right? So saying all to say, fasts are up to the individual, right? If you should feel like, however, that you are going without food, and that's kind of how I say people should gauge it, right? So if you personally, if 8 hours works for you and you feel like you're starving after 8 hours because you're a person who snacks all day, again, I have a client who is just a snacker, right? They don't really eat substantial meals. They eat a lot of 100, 200 calorie snacks throughout the day because they're always on the move, right? Cool. So fasting for you might be 5-6 hours because you're only eating, granola bars and the 100-calorie to go protein snack packs and maybe a protein shake or a smoothie. Fasting for you for 16 hours might not be doable, right? For others, if you might be laying it out, and some people might be eating 2-3 chicken breasts with several cups of rice and vegetables, and that might be 2,000 calories in one sitting, right? You might be able to get away with 16, 18, 24-hour fast. When we start talking about let me make sure I say it right, autophagy, which is that self-cleaning process I was talking about, the trash collection in the body, I believe I stated this word earlier, but I believe it's a minimum of a 24-hour to really get peak autophagy results, right? So if I was going to go for it like on a consistent basis, I usually do my fast on like my off day. So shout out to the government. I work 10s. I'm off on Fridays, right? So I would start my fast on Thursday tonight at 8 p.m. and then go into Friday, and probably won't eat until tomorrow night, right? That saying, I'll eat something solid, to make sure that I start that fast off right. But that gives me 24 hours for my body to process anything I've eaten on Thursday, right? Not give it anything new. Obviously, water. Please don't go without water. Got to have water throughout your fast. Shout out to my gallon. It's downstairs at the moment, but I do got some water here. But I try to consume a minimum at least a half gallon a day. I have a gallon water bottle, but I try to drink at least half of that, right? So stay on your water, and allow your body to push out again the things that it's not using. So hope that answers your question.
Yeah. How do you manage that though with working out? Okay, that's what I thought. It's eat your don't die.
Yes. So saying all to say, if y'all know me, shout out to FinallyFit, the Fit fam. We work out in the mornings, right? We hit that. We get up, we get it in. As soon as one of the first things we do, I get up. Literally, I get up, brush my teeth, get dressed.
Yeah,
we're in the gym.
You're already fasting,
you know what I mean?
So it really doesn't impact you. I do the same thing. I don't eat before I work out because how early we work out. So in short, last time I ate was dinner.
Yeah.
Sleep, drink water was sleep, wake up, drink water, work out, and then it's like, well, see, how long can you continue not to eat? In short,
exactly.
After that,
okay. Yep. So you kind of hit it in stride right after the workout. You know what I mean? And some days that fluctuates. Yeah.
Yeah. Another reason then why I tell people then you should definitely work out in the morning, because if you want to fast, it's going to be easier on most people. Probably be easier on your body. Everybody's different, right?
Exactly.
But because I'm like, dang, how am I going to fast? And I'm going to work out, and I realized I kind of already do it by definition. So the last time I ate was dinner. I've been sleeping. I wake up, I work out, and then it's like, can you thug it out?
And then it really just depends on what time you cut it off the night before, right? So like I think 8 p.m. is a pretty decent time, right? Because it gives you at least enough time to get a solid dinner in. You cut off at 8, you go in, you get your rest, you wake up in the morning. We wake up and we're literally working out by 5:30. Class starts at 5:30. We're moving no later than I would say 5:40. Giving people rolling in an instruction, right? So we're literally like at peak movement by 5:40, right? And you get that burn in, and then after that, you'd be surprised when life starts kicking in. The babies wake up, you're starting to get ready for work.
Yeah,
how long
adrenaline kicks
in into your day, right? And as long as you're consuming water, your body actually stays in a full state longer, right? So those hunger pains that we're talking about, those trigger signals that your body sends out that'll let you know that you're hungry are delayed as long as you are hydrated. You know what I mean? So if you normally would go 10 hours without eating, without water, you could probably get around 14, 15 if you stay hydrated, and those hunger pains won't hit you until later on. All right, so it's very easy. Like I said, I need till 3 p.m. today. Stop eating at 8 p.m. last night. And it's very easy to kind of get into a day and realize like, oh crap, I haven't eaten today. So sometimes I have to stop and go eat, because it's also not good to starve yourself. So remember, there's a fine line between fasting and starving yourself. Mind you, you won't die if you miss your cutoff period. Remember, we were just talking about how autophagy, you want to go, you can go 24 hours, so you'll be fine. But if you are trying to stay consistent and hit your next cutoff on time, it is important to eat within the periods that you're allotted to eat. Tracking?
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I was double checking. So I'm like, I feel like I'm by default fasting, not intentionally, but sometimes like I might be like, dang, it's 11, 12 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet. I mean, it's not intentional.
The part that can really mess you up though is if you wait too long to work out, right? So let's say you miss your morning workout, because I've had this happen before too. Something happens, you just have a crappy night, kid not sleeping, you're just not feeling it, you don't wake up early enough to work out, and you decide you want to try to catch that workout throughout the day. The longer you wait to try to work out, the more you are now going to hit conflict between trying to eat and trying to work out. Tracking? So if I wait till lunchtime, perfect example, I ran today for lunch, right? Got me a little 5K in, hit my 3.2. The whole time it was very tempting to try to eat, right before my workout, because my body's telling me like, all right, Jordan, this is going on lunchtime, is hitting like 12, 1 o'clock. You haven't eaten anything. This is normally when we break this, but I'm still trying to work out before my fast concludes. it gets a little dicey sometimes. You know what I mean? Because now you're like, all right, do I eat something before I run? No, because I don't like that pit. That I don't know if everybody gets this feeling or if it's just me. That feeling of your body digesting or breaking down something while you're working out is very annoying, especially if you're doing something that involves core, right? Or if you're doing like squats, shout out to the back squats, right? Where you got that bar on your back and you got to brace your core and drop into that full range of motion position. Yeah, you don't want that stomach full. Let's just put it that way. It
George
will
said
come
you don't
out.
want to shit yourself while you're squatting.
Hey, bro, I be seeing some crazy stuff at the powerlifting gym, man.
All
People
right.
coming
Well,
there.
yeah.
Listen,
They're doing
that
it
joint be.
to that weight. Yeah, that force got to come. Look, the energy is not destroyed, only transfer.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
it's coming out your booty hole.
You got to brace, bro. Look, it's people don't realize like the belts that you wear when you're you start heavy squatting or heavy deadlifting is actually to brace your core against. It's not to support your back. It's to brace because you have to push so much force outward that you almost have to have that wall there to kind of keep it from overexerting, from your body from overexerting yourself, right? So shout out to the people. If you use that belt during squats, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You need that wall to push against because if you push too far, hey, it's gonna be a fun day at the gym, but not for you.
Some people, their intestines come out too. That's neither here nor there right now. That's even way worse.
Okay.
But then you might die.
Yeah.
But
Because I don't know how to put it back in. So don't ask. Go see a medical professional.
As I've always said, once you reach the point where you're no longer trying to be a professional athlete, go ahead and lift a crazy amount of weight if you want to. You mess around and die, literally.
Yeah, I'm currently
you're training for something. Yeah, if you're training for something, that's different. That's something about sports. If you're not if you're just out here like me, I'm just trying to live longer. Man, why am I trying to do at my weight? Why am I trying to do something that's 3 times my body weight? For who? For who? For who? I promise you, I will never be lifting anything that heavy outside of in the gym. I can promise that now I will pay someone that's significantly larger than me to come do it. It's like the same thing now. Like we got as we try to transition, we got I forget what the cart is called. We got a cart like for my son to go in and also like from groceries, the drag the groceries in. And I'm thinking, I'm too old to want to always, bring in all the groceries in on one trip. Like, why am I still, who am I proving this to? First off, who was I proving it to when I was doing it? Right. But at least I was a teenager. So, I get the young and dumb, but why am I doing it now? For what? I will walk back out.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm still that guy. I'm
still that guy. I'm
still that guy. I'd be like, when you put the bags down, like, so shout out to Instacart. People come and drop the groceries off. They leave them on the front porch, right? You put the bags down. I want all the loops in the middle, right? So I can just drop an arm in the middle of the bags and go and twist and pick up 20 bags at one time on the right arm and 20 bags on the left arm and walk upstairs.
But now, I mean, I don't know how late Maryland is to the game. This, they charge for bags now, and so I'm not paying the 10 cents. That's how wealth conscious we are over here. I'm not paying the 10 cents. Not if and put it like this: if I forget my bag, guess what? Hands it is. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, man. What the bags? I will say,
shout out to the boxes. People like to recycle though. Do you do the cardboard boxes?
No, I don't use cardboard boxes. We just have recyclable bags.
Gotcha. Sometimes, like, if you go to the grocery store, how they bring in the pallets of like fruit and stuff in those boxes. What they do is they save them and they'll bring them to the front and they'll say, okay, you can do the 10 cent for the bags, or you can use one of our recycle boxes. And I'm like, give me the fruit box. Like, put my milk in the bottom of the fruit box.
The only place I see that at is Sam's, and Sam's doesn't have bags anyway. Gotcha. Sam's is the only place where I see that when we go to Harris Teeter. And so I don't see that Harris Teeter as if I'm paying attention, right? I'm just like in and out. But if it's a little bit of stuff and it's like I can probably hold 8 things and it's 10. I'm like, I'll save the 10 cents, and because I got a shopping cart, so I'm just gonna do the shopping cart. I put everything back in the shopping. It's been in the shopping cart the whole time I've been in the store, so I'm gonna put it back where I just took it out of, and I'm gonna wheel it to my car. The bags are in my car. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do that. Anyways,
gotcha.
All that to say, look, y'all. Yes, get out here. Definitely live a healthy lifestyle, but don't get out here. Don't injure yourself because no, it costs a lot of money. As a transition to the finance section, medical bills. We're not talking about medical bills, but medical. If you want to spend a lot of money, and y'all said insurance is high, and y'all don't have the high insurance, which costs more money. Look, anyways, don't hurt yourself, y'all. Don't shit out your intestines or shit at all.
Please don't. And don't take the shortcut, man. Ozempic is not worth it. Long story short, wrapping up that topic, you don't need it for weight loss. If you do need it for type 2 diabetes and you're using it as intended, as prescribed by your medical professional, fine, cool, do what you need to do. If weight loss happens under that process, so be it. But please, please, please do not take up a medication for its unintended purpose. Okay,
All
get
right.
out here, get your sweat in, do what you need to do. All right.
All right. Yep. Now, see, I forget now. Is it locked and loaded onto the finance? I gotta go back and watch the whole episode. Yeah.
But I don't
you
got
got
that
you
one.
got to strap on it. Now, I was wondering why I always say locked and loaded because we got a sound. I remember today. We got a
Yeah.
soundboard where a gun comes on and it shoots.
Look.
It cocks back. That's why we say locked and loaded, and then I have a soundboard. Anyways,
I mean, look, if you want me to cock it, I can. No,
definitely don't do the real version. That's against the law.
No,
Okay,
I'm messing with you.
just not necessarily discharge. Definitely on video. Don't worry, it's recorded, so I won't upload it, edit it out. But all right, we go on to the
finance section.
Let's
Let's
go.
get it.
All right. Normally, what? Who was playing here? What's my sound? I can't even remember my sound.
You know what it was? We had transition music. Remember?
Yeah, we had transition music. You had Dragon Ball Z, but what was mine?
The Purge.
I'm a terrible person. All right, y'all. What we're gonna try real quick is we're gonna do live testing. We're gonna see if this audio can play. So, long story short, I don't know if y'all been seeing what's been going on out here in the real world, but it's been terrible. Okay, I'm not even talking about the pandemic or the presidency, nothing like that. But inflation has just been causing a run of amok of places. And I don't know if you guys saw in Atlanta, but over here in Atlanta, let's not do what I wanted to do now. Oh, it's gonna do if I do it this way. Boom, look at that. Look at God. All right. Look, build it as you fly it. Let me know if you can hear this audio, bro.
Shopping plaza in earlier today, hundreds showed up to a beauty supply store that deputies had just evicted, hoping to get some free merchandise.
Instead, law enforcement swarmed the area and put an end to that. Fox 5's Rob Durienzo was live tonight at that shopping plaza. And Rob, you spoke with Sheriff Levon Allen.
I did. That's exactly right. Good evening to you both. We'll show you what he said in just a moment. But the people I spoke with said they didn't come down here to steal anything. They thought this mountain of merchandise sitting in front of this beauty store behind me was fair game. And then, as time went on, hundreds of people showed up.
First, it was calm, and then I guess everybody made a phone call, and it got a little out of control. It looked like Freak Nick 96.
Soon after Clayton County.
Freak Nick 90. Look, you can hear it, right?
Yo, yeah.
Okay, cool. Freak Nick 96. We don't need no Freak Nick 96. First of all, that's not what we need. If y'all don't know what Freak Nick 96 is, it's what all of our parents were at, unfortunately. But depending on, well, maybe not, because our parents have been in their 30s. Yes, that's what they were doing. I didn't know you put that on there. Yes, that's what they were doing. They was out here wilding. But long story short, in Atlanta, they had an eviction of a beauty store, and y'all, they are out here. I mean, I'm gonna just the video game. I know we can't play videos like for the full time, like copyright type things. But look at that. All that stuff in the middle right there, bro.
That's crazy.
That's the clothes. Those aren't people.
That's wild.
That's the clothes from the beauty store. Matter of fact, look at this, y'all.
Hoping to snatch up some free stuff.
Wigs.
Why as soon as he said free stuff, why?
Yeah.
Why did she say? Look, people got they out here with their phones out, videotaping that they're committing a crime. Probably, I would assume. Maybe it's not the evicting the store, but I would assume it's still the store's property because the leases they're getting evicted from the residency, the building. It's still their property.
Braided hair, makeup.
Nail technician, Jordan. I'll give you five. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Okay. Look at her name.
Okay.
Her first name. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to pronounce it. One.
Centauria.
Okay. What if it's Centauria? That's not his name.
What if it's Toria?
Hey,
So let me stop.
Hey, look, she would be a nail technician.
Lashes, earrings.
Real quick. Look at the police. How many? Hey, go ahead. Go play.
How you playing that?
The soundboard. Play soundboard. What are the chances, Jordan? How many people do you think in this are on Ozempic? All right, I'm just joking.
County police, sheriff's deputies, and Riverdale police created a perimeter around the merch. Then they brought in dump trucks and vans carrying incarcerated workers to clean it all up.
Hold up.
Wow.
Y'all, this is real life. This is why I don't believe it's a Matrix, but man, if it is, so you're telling me, and again, y'all, I don't read these articles ahead of time, nor have I seen this video. Look, we got the K9 unit in the back, we got the beauty mart. Look at all the police. We got this. Yo, this is over hair products, which, by the way, do you think this is an Asian-owned store? Because most people usually is Asians.
Probably.
Yeah, interesting if it is. But Why do they have incarcerated people? It's a double taxpayer fee going on. You got the police here, then you got the incarcerated people here, and they coming to clean up the hair products.
When citizens are evicted, things are up for grabs. So we was assuming that the things were up for grabs.
And a lot of people we spoke with say that was their impression showing up here too.
Hair is book bags in there, is shoes in there, because the hair store sells all kind of things.
Georgia law says once a judge issues what's called a writ of possession in eviction cases, deputies can go in and toss out the tenant's belongings.
Okay, so I was wrong. Look, free game then. But hold on, why we got the police and the convicts and the citizens at the same?
It's crazy. So I'm trying to figure out. So okay. Let me context, right? So the stuff tossed out no longer belongs to the store.
That's what they're saying based off of Georgia law.
So then why are the police protecting? What are we doing here? Why don't they just let people have it?
Well, this is Atlanta. Okay. She like she needed hair products. Anyways,
I'm saying.
Well, my guess is going to be some type of mayhem that's going to be going on. That would be my guess. But like this, Jordan. Well, you want to keep watching the rest of the video? See
Yeah. Let's please play.
Right.
On the street, they're not like this. They don't make sure people's stuff don't get touched when we get evicted.
Fox 5's I-Team found a judge granted a writ of...
Look at all that stuff.
It's a lot.
I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 7 parking spaces in length. I mean, in about two parking spaces in width, or however you want to phrase it.
Listen, that's about, if you seen the police cars, it's about 4.5 police cars in length worth of stuff in the middle of a parking lot.
Why am I counting the parking space and I see the car lengths? Right, it's 5 car lengths worth of clothes out there. I mean, this is insane. And my guess is, even though let's say they're able to take the stuff, right? It's not against the law. Georgia law says they can take it once the tenant gets evicted. But if people start, fighting each other, right now crimes are being committed.
Yeah, I guess there is no organized way to disperse this. Or maybe, I guess maybe like because with cars that are confiscated during crimes, right? Don't they get an auction? Is there not an auction for things like this?
Little bit different though. Those cars go up, they get repossessed. They get up on a tow truck, right? So now you can't you can't attack the tow truck. It's not Fast and Furious.
Gotcha.
You can't get up on the tow. I mean, you can, but then you'll be committing a crime. So that's my guess here. Also, too, I wonder how. I wonder how people knew when this was going to happen. I wouldn't have made it known, because I guess they saw it while it was happening. Because I guess you can't. There's no way to instantaneously get all the stuff from the inside outside, right? This had to be an ongoing process. Somebody told somebody else. Next thing you know, you got the area taped off to keep people from stealing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So,
and I know it says 86 degrees. This is Atlanta, Georgia. I know it is hot too.
Yes.
This happened This happened a couple of weeks ago, like a month or so ago. So I know it's hot as hell. That was toenails. It's that dry Georgia type of heat. Whatever type of heat they have, I know it's hot though. I know they are further south than we are.
It's almost like there was no precedent for this though. Like is this the first time this has happened? Because I guess what I'm saying is, if the police knew they had to evict the people out of the store, or the content out of the store, right? Is there not a more organized way? Like, I guess what I'm saying is, when I'm taking it out, why would I throw it in the middle of a parking lot? Does that make sense? Instead of loading it in the back of a truck, or what I'm trying to say?
Well, they did say
offloading it somewhere else.
Yeah, they did say they had trash, dumpsters and things like that. But also too, bro, I mean, you gotta, at the end of the day, you look at what you're going to use the taxpayers' money for. What's the cheapest thing? I guess you brought the convicts in, so I guess maybe you want people to get arrested again, so you have more convicts for whatever they were using them for. But if obviously the person who's getting evicted doesn't have any money to pay for it, right? Yeah. So who, you got to get by. Who's paying for these dumpsters, all those type of things. Right. And my assumption is this might be quote unquote the cheapest way to do this. But on top of that, when you break it down from like a demographic standpoint, Georgia. I believe Georgia has the highest percentage of Black people based off their population. Texas has the most by number, but I believe Georgia is right up there. It's in the top. Maryland and Georgia are the only states are in like the top 5 for like number of Black people and the percentage. So there's a lot of Black people here. We can see everybody in the video, right? And then you think about how high inflation is. These are beauty products, all those type of things. It's like word probably got around it like, hey, y'all, this store is closed and they're getting evicted. And you got one social media post and everybody's out here. Now I think these people just go to work instead of being out here waiting for this stuff. Right. I mean, but also too, I mean, if you're a nail tech and you need free supplies, you might need to shut down or revamp your business. Your business clearly isn't doing well. But if I say that and people are upset at me.
No, I mean, that's the truth, right? I mean, incurred expenses are a part of owning a business, right? So there should be monitored on a monthly basis, or however often it is you restock, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, these type of free supplies. I mean,
Right.
this is. I mean, this isn't like, hey, look at the. I gotta find a better way to share this. Stop the screen share. Where is it at? I'm gonna share it again. But that's where it's like, why would you want to get your supplies? I mean, this is literally off the street.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't. If I see you got my hair products from here, I would kind of not like want it this way. That's just my opinion, though.
I mean, but you heard what you said. If you see, I mean, if you didn't know, you know what I mean. I'm putting.
Well, put it like this: the nail techs, they up here saying they just.
Let's put it this way, right? Your barber, you see your barber, your man's in the back picking the clippers up off the street. You know what I mean? But as long as they clean when he put them on your hair, you know what I'm saying?
Right. These are being. You're right. The clippers do get used by other people. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Of possession to the store's landlord 2 weeks ago, which deputies served this past Friday. So I asked Sheriff Levon Allen why he doesn't consider.
So she got. Are those? They got suitcases.
Oh, she came ready. She came. I mean, ready.
What was happening? Yeah.
Consider this property abandoned. And they could do a lot of good with it versus it just going to sit in a dump somewhere. Whose property is it?
He said it belongs to the owner. That's a citizen. You know what I mean? But I mean, like.
And if you couldn't hear too well at the end, it was a little difficult to listen to. Sheriff Allen said essentially that this was the store's property. But meanwhile, these people here.
Oh, that was the sheriff.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Sheriff is chilling.
Asked Sheriff Levon Allen why he doesn't consider this property abandoned. And they could do
this is the sheriff.
A lot of good with it versus it just going to sit in a dump somewhere. Whose property is it? And if you couldn't hear too well at the end, it was a little difficult to listen to. Sheriff Allen said essentially that this was the store's property. But meanwhile, these people here really, they had a different understanding of this all. And again, our reading of the state law was that this was essentially abandoned property. Russ?
Well, obviously the property has value, but it certainly looked like it had been thrown out like trash. Rob, do we know where those trucks ended up? Where did they take all that merchandise?
And Russ, that's a question a lot of people even still have been coming by and asking, where did they put all of this stuff? I want to show you a video that Lovejoy Police posted a little while ago. They say these products in the landfill. They say all of those items are being destroyed, telling people not to show up at that landfill, adding they will be monitoring the area. Russ, back to you.
So much interest in all of that stuff. Does seem like a waste for it to end up in a landfill. Rob, thanks.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's out of control. All right, see, look at that. That worked. You can hear it the whole time.
Yeah, for the most part. It cut out maybe about 2 or 3 seconds, but it was good.
Okay, cool. Then that's good. That's good news. All right, but I'm trying to get the share screen back. But yeah, so all that to say, y'all, don't be out there. I mean, so we had them say that the law said it was legal for them to take the stuff, but then we had the sheriff said it's the store stuff, which is why obviously the police were there. They had the dumps, things like that, and the stuff was in the landfill.
I guess my question is, why didn't the owner come get this? I mean, so clearly the owner didn't have any money. I got it. Right. They're out. But it's like, I guess what I'm saying is instead of taking a total loss in your business, right, the least I'm going to try to do is police and salvage as much of my stuff as possible, right? I'm going to have to open up shop somewhere else. I've been evicted. I don't have my brick and mortar anymore, right? But online is popping. It's 2024. Most people get their supplies off of. When was the last time somebody went in person to buy stuff, specifically hair care products? I mean, most people know what they want. When you go get your Brazilian weave, you know exactly who you want to get it from. You know exactly what texture you want it to be. And most people don't have to see it, right? When they order bundles, when they order their bundles, right? You go get your specific bundles that you're looking for, right? So
Natural wives over here.
Yeah, yes. Shout out to Locks.
Both of us are
locked up. Yeah.
So we don't know anymore what y'all do.
But yeah, I would think it'd be easy to open an online business. You just gotta have somewhere to store the product until it gets sold, right? But
with that, but also too, I think one of the misconceptions, when I say misconceptions, a lot of people don't know because they don't go through it, but the company might have went bankrupt in short. And a lot of people don't know. They'll be like, hey, how do I, file bankruptcy? And if you file bankruptcy and you go through it fully in the sense of you can't pay for your stuff, well, then they take your stuff. You don't get to keep it. Now that you can make payments within the bankruptcy and keep your stuff, but you can't do both. You can't, restart your finances in short and not make payments, but keep the stuff. You still got to make payments on this stuff. They change up, the amount you have to make as far as the payments. Right. Not well versed on what businesses go through when they file bankruptcy, but my guess is it's relatively the same. They can't keep these products. Now they already technically pay for these products. They're likely pay through a line of credit, credit card, whatever they are. But the same general concept. If they don't have any money at all, let's say they did go bankrupt, then they definitely can't put the stuff anywhere if they have no money. I mean, if you go bankrupt, you can't be buying.
Yeah,
you can't be buying stuff. You can't be showing that you have funds and then saying that you're bankrupt. So that'd be my guess is what happened is that this company went bankrupt, or they just want to go out of business. They just want to pay. They had the money. They just want to spend the money. Like just come take it. Like Georgia law or Atlanta law, wherever exactly was at. It says like you don't have to pay a fee or whatever it is, and not just be like, yeah, you evicted. We gonna put your stuff on the street. You have to pay a fine. No, okay.
So
go about your day.
Let me ask you this: do you believe that this was a overuse of power by the police department? If the law states that the product can technically be picked up by the public,
The one thing, and I know you know this too, because your sister's a lawyer. There's state law, there's federal law, there's state law, there's it goes all the way down. To my knowledge, Atlanta, I don't know where this is at. It says Atlanta. I don't know if it was exactly in Atlanta, but to my knowledge, like Atlanta's a city and they have a mayor. So just like if you go to Baltimore City, they have different rules there.
Okay.
They don't have any rules in Baltimore City if you've been there, but they
there are rules. They just don't follow them. Anyways, but
that could be a law that could be superseded or trumped by a county law or a city law. So that might be the overall law in Georgia, but that's the sheriff, which in short is the most. I mean, that is not just someone who worked at the sheriff department, but if the sheriff shows up and says that's how it is, that's how it goes down. Sheriff comes from the Wild Wild West days for those who don't know. So the sheriff has pretty much all the power and say so from like a police department standpoint where they have jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And if the sheriff says, hey, this is our property as far as the states or whatever, you can't come get it, then you can't come get it.
Yeah. It's the most, he's technically the most powerful person on the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now whether or not they should have, like you were saying, like as we saw at the end, that's why I said let's watch the whole video. This is why you wait sometimes for you to make comments. This is like doing it live, right? Because you start saying something and you be like, oh, I look stupid. But we were like, hey, what are they doing with that stuff? Well, they put it all in the landfill.
It makes no sense.
I don't know why
in Atlanta.
I don't know why they would do that. Like, because I'm in the same boat as you. Is like if you're gonna throw it away and this, it's useful stuff. It's not food, right?
Yeah.
So different food. So you don't have. I don't know. Maybe you do have FDA regulations, But however this is regulated, my assumption is it can still be just given away like this. And obviously, there are plenty of people who can use hair products, as you saw all those people out there. And that wasn't even everybody who probably wanted to be there. There's people had to work. There's people who probably had to call off work, but they couldn't get on.
Or even if it's something that could be repurposed, maybe not all the products can be used, repurposed, but like, let's say it's something that, maybe could potentially go to shelters, right? Maybe shelters don't have, I'm not going to say they need parts on nails, right? Because I know beauty store got a lot, but for like the backpacks, the things of that nature, the things that, I don't know if y'all been to a beauty supply store, but it's not just, hair, nails, etc. There's especially the Asian owned beauty supply stores, they got a little bit of everything, right? So, you can go in there, the stuff that could actually be given to somebody less fortunate, or maybe somebody who doesn't have the economic means to pay for it outright. If my options are put it in the trash and donate to somebody who needs it, I'm definitely going to take the opportunity to donate to somebody who needs it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But also too, then how much money does that cost? Remember, these are the police that are doing this. This isn't some charity or whatever. Like this is a legal situation, and so hey, people in Georgia might have said, "Nah, evict these people and leave their stuff and throw it away." You know what I mean? Like we don't want to spend money on this. I don't think they should have did that. I think they should have found a way to repurpose it. Yeah, but it might not have been feasible. I mean, I don't know. Like as if either of us are well versed on how to evict.
This is all pure speculation, right? But it's just like one of those things. Like maybe I'm trying to think the most cost efficient way to repurpose, right? Maybe we just pick up the supplies as we're taking them out and we just store them, right? Maybe somewhere in the police department, and we say, okay, now the people from shelters, right? We had these things. If you would like these things for, the people who are in your care, come pick them up. So then it's on the shelters at that point, and we say we got them for X amount of time. That way we're not paying them for excessive storage. You know what I mean?
I think we could easily done since they're evicting them because they're not in anymore. You could have left the stuff in there. Yeah. And then took count of it and then said, hey, just like you said, an auction in short, you do an auction within the store, but it's a free auction. Or you could make people pay for it. I mean, depending on what the law is on who owns it. My assumption is since they threw it away, it was at least the state of Georgia's in short, or the city of Atlanta's, however you want to look at it. Right. But I always say, hey, don't throw this out. Let people come here. You get one item, two items. I don't know. We find some way to repurpose it.
Exactly.
But all that to say, sad state to see all them people out there trying to get all that type of stuff, because the one thing we do know is y'all gotta have the hair and nails in your budget.
It's a must
I try to tell y'all to take it out. Y'all don't want to take it out. So I guess these people, and we look like they're professionals there. Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, if you can get free products, right? And I guess that would be something good. But it is sad to see, one, that the beauty store got evicted. I mean, hey, they had bad business, and I guess that's how it works. Welcome to capitalism. But and to see the state of Atlanta and what it looks like down there with that beauty store eviction.
Hey, I can't make no promises. All I know is if that was a GNC, I might have been out there. You know what I'm saying? So let me stop. I paid
for the drugs.
For the supplements. For the supplements.
For the drugs. Oh my God. Yeah. You have anything else?
No, sir. In short, don't take that Ozempic and maintain your money so you can buy your products the right way and not have to worry about whether the police are going to give it to you or not.
Yes, and then sure, if you need hair stuff, put it in your budget. City of Atlanta. I hope they get another beauty store, because I would assume that is a local beauty store, right? That those people frequented. So unfortunate to see them lose a beauty store, because I know how y'all love y'all beauty store products. But hopefully they can get another business open back up. Y'all can have y'all beauty store stuff. All right, let's get y'all locked and loaded. End of the episode. Make sure y'all comment, like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you leave those rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. My information, as well as Jordan information, can be found in the description on YouTube. All right, see, we told y'all we switching it up. Don't let me figure out that Jordan said this audio is working, because now we about to get to the viral stuff. Now we got audio.
We locked in.
We gonna do it. All right, you got anything else, bro?
No, sir.
All right, y'all. That's it. Remember to go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, if people, I know you probably already covered this, but if people want to find you, where can they find you at on social media, Cory?
Yeah. I'm silent_Cory on all socials. Where can they find you at, Jordan?
You can find me at Stop Stalling J. That's STOPSTALLINGJAY. That is my main page, business page at FinallyFit06, FINALLFIT06 on Instagram, YouTube. We out there. Check out our website, www.finallyfit.live. If you're trying to get in shape, all right, you want to create that caloric deficit, you don't want to get your Ozempic on, okay? You can come see us on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5:30 a.m. where we come get this work in, all right, hit style workouts. You also get a meeting with me once a month so we can talk about your goals and make sure that you are aligned to hit those milestones, all right? Check us out.
All right, y'all, that's it. I forgot we do have to do the advertisements. All right, I gotta go back and watch the episode 59 so I can see exactly what we're supposed to do. All right, y'all.
Said it's been a minute. Look,
it has been for this one. Yes, you don't realize how much stuff is muscle memory until your muscles can't remember what to do.
We getting there. We'll get back. I give it another 2 episodes. We'll be back locked in. All right.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it, y'all. Remember to say more and say less,
and keep making better your best.
And we'll catch y'all in the
next one.